So let's talk a little bit about how it works. Basically, to get into Google Local Services, you have to fill out an application. Google will run some background checks on you and your employees, especially the technicians out in the field. They do that through a company called Pinkerton. It can be a relatively exhaustive process. I see some people are able to do it relatively quick. They turn the documents in and Google accepts it and they're live. Other times, especially when you have 10, 15, 20 technicians in the field, it can be a little bit more time consuming. So just know that there is a process. It's worth your energy. And I think, like, as a company, we love to help you facilitate this process. We love to guide you to the right place, help you kind of get the forms filled in. But at the end of the day, it is really on you. Google wants to work directly with the contractor to get this stuff squared away. So, I mean, we need you to submit the background data. We need you to get it back to them. We'll help hold you accountable, but at the end of the day, that part, getting approved at some level, is upon you. So once approved and you're added to Google Local Service Ads, basically you pay on a per lead basis. We're seeing somewhere between $25 and $45 per lead. We expect those prices to shift over time. It's different between plumbing and HVAC. It's also different depending upon the market that you're in. So that, I mean, in a nutshell, that's kind of how it works. How you're charged, basically you set a weekly budget, which is, this is the maximum that I'm going to pay any given week to get my leads. And then they basically carve that out based on what the cost per lead is. So just as an example, if you have a $2,000 a month budget that you're willing to put at this, you divide that by 4, that gives you a $500 per week budget, which is $71 per day. If the average cost per lead is $30 or $35, then by the time you get 1 or 2 leads, you come out of the results. So the good part is you only have to pay on a per lead basis. The good part is the average cost per lead is low. The bad part is if you don't have enough budget, you will quickly come out of the results. So you want to make sure, if you've got capacity and you can monetize, you want to open up your budget for this as much as possible. So if your average weekly budget is exhausted, you'll come out of the results. So your rotation in the top 3 there is only as active as your budget. You may get a different number of leads day to day, but you're never going to spend more on any given week than you've allocated for your budget. And then you do have the ability to immediately dispute the leads if they're not valid. So if a prospect or a potential customer calls in and they're outside your service area that you've designated, or they don't actually need your services, you're not charged for those leads, and there's a great dispute process. So like if you get a solicitor, if it was spam, if it's an area you don't serve, from what we've seen, Google's been really good at kind of working with you and letting those disputes come back to you. So I mean, from a high level, I would say the feedback we've gotten from active users, and we have clients that are active in this in other markets across the country, feedback is it's lower cost per lead than you can get through pay-per-click right now. So on average, you're doing pretty good with these leads. The quality of the leads are significantly greater than Home Advisor. So what you get from Home Advisor, eLocal Plumber, networks, these types of things, not the same story. These were people on Google that called your company. They didn't come from random lead sources across cyberspace. So the lead quality is pretty good. You're still going to get price shoppers, just like you do with Google AdWords, just like you do with just about anything else. But for the most part, good, solid return on investment. The leads are quality. If you're good and productive at following through and following up, it's been great. The clients that have jumped on board are really, really happy with it. So here's my perspective. I just want to kind of map out why I believe this is really a no-brainer for pretty much any plumbing and HVAC contractor across the country. So first of all, it gives you the ability to show up at the top where your clients are looking, where your customers are looking. We want to show up in all of the places that our customers are looking, right? And if they're looking on Google, we've got the local service ads, we've got the pay-per-click ads, we've got the organic ads, we've got the other directories that show up like Angie's List and Yelp. We want to show up where they're looking. And so if nothing else, being in local service ads, having the right strategy, having the right budget allocated gives you the ability to make sure you're showing up at that point of buying decision. You only pay on a per lead basis. So unlike pay-per-click advertising, unlike some other things you might do, you're only paying for a qualified lead, which is really good. It's a lower cost per lead than you get from pay-per-click, much higher quality leads than Home Advisor, which we talked about a little bit, and it's extremely flexible. So you have the ability to modify your budget based on your schedule. So if your technicians are completely booked out for a week, obviously you don't need to be spending at that point. You can bring the budget way back or pause it. If things are slow, other lead sources aren't working, you can really up the budget and really keep the lead flow flowing. So to me, obviously manage the metrics, know your average cost, in terms of conversion. But to me, it is a no-brainer to go all in and be as aggressive with this as possible. Well, I hope you got value from that video. If you'd like more ideas, strategies, and techniques on how to really more effectively market your plumbing or HVAC business online, I'd like to invite you to go to plumberseo.net/checklist. There we've outlined the ultimate online marketing checklist for plumbing and HVAC contractors to really maximize your lead flow online. This really simplifies the entire online marketing equation into a checklist that you can easily identify what you should do next and what you could do to really probably double, triple, or even 10x the number of leads you're getting for your plumbing or HVAC business online. So you can get that completely free of charge, simple one-page checklist with a video that explains and kind of walks you through it. Just go to plumberseo.net/checklist. Talk to you soon.